Hey everybody, it's PartyElite. Welcome back to our Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader Let's Play, where we're currently still on the lookout for our planets and our systems, so that we can start making some progress as far as some of the greater concerns in the sector are, well, concerned. Unfortunately, it's been taking us some time as we don't actually know where we're going, but on the bright side, it's allowed us to explore other systems, and it's allowed us to settle additional colonies, such as the one on Foulstone. But with that done at the end of last session, there are a few more things to take care of in this system of Trinitos before we leave, and they are very much, yes, these unknown ships highlighted here and here. Now, I'm fairly confident I recognize these ships. As small as they are on the map, their silhouette is sort of undeniable, let's say. Same thing goes over here, so I'm pretty confident of what we're up against, but there's only one way to confirm, and that's by actually sending the Von Valancius flagship in to investigate. And folks, as I do exactly that, I just want to mention, if you've been enjoying this series, if you would like to see it continue, please don't hesitate to keep letting me know by leaving those likes and comments down below. As always, they make a very big difference in just letting me know what people are enjoying on the channel, what I should keep doing, what I should speed up, slow down, etc., etc. And it just really shapes what you see on the channel. So if you're having a good time, hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and you know what, if you haven't subscribed yet because you weren't sure if the series was here to stay on the channel, well, it definitely is, so feel free to subscribe as well to stay up to date with, well, everything as far as this alpha and beyond are concerned. Now, here we go. As predicted, it is in fact the Aeldari. You're facing enemies of humanity. Aeldari, judging by the drive signature. The enemy is attacking. Get ready. So, because we succeeded our initiative roll here, I guess there's the opportunity to fail it, so we succeeded it instead. We can take the initiative and attack first, or we can say the Rogue Trader's crew is never unprepared, or we can flee from battle into the warp. Oh, interesting. Interesting. If we wanted to keep our distance and retreat, we very much could. Now, I wonder if there's the opportunity to have like a critical fail with initiative and then to be forced into combat, not have the option to flee and stuff like that. Hopefully we'll find out over the course of this alpha eventually, but for the time being, no, we are no cowards. We are definitely going to take the initiative and attack first. So, as I'd kind of expected, it seems to be a space battle on the docket to kick this session off. It's kind of interesting how they actually implement. I don't know why she was, why she decided to interrupt me there, but I find it really cool how the folks at Owlcat Games always find ways to implement other mechanics in their cRPGs. You know, we saw it with Kingmaker, we saw it with Wrath of the Righteous, and now we're seeing it with Rogue Trader as well. So it's very cool that they are doing that, and it does change things up. And I'm really excited to see how much further they push some of these systems as we as we see us go from alpha to beta to early access to full-fledged release, or whatever their plan actually is. So, attention! The Aeldari blocked some of your starship posts with an unknown Xenos power. Your crew will regain control of these posts in several rounds. Gotcha. So it looks like I myself, the Supreme Commander, our Engine Seer Prime, our Warp Guide are all currently dealing with that shutdown. So we only have our Master of Ordnance, who's not able to do anything, our Master Helmsman, who's not able to do anything, and our Master of Etherics, who's able to scan for weaknesses. So at least there's that, and obviously all of our weapons are still available to us. Though nothing is available here, and I don't think there ever was anything available there. Nonetheless, we should hopefully be able to take these guys out. They seem like fairly light ships. They are Aeldari Shadow Hunters. Now, my knowledge as far as space combat and ship designations isn't, I'll be honest with you, all that great. So when it says Shadow Hunter, I'm not sure if I'm against something extremely tough and dangerous or not, but looking at their HP, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be just fine, though of course there are more of them than there are of us, a problem we can rectify by launching a couple of torpedoes just to add to our numbers. So let's move on up to here. I don't think we'll be able to reach them. Nope. It's tempting to hit them with a broadside, but I don't know if that'll work out. We'll do the line ship tactic and try and kind of go in between them, fire in both directions, and then loop around and fire in both directions again. So in order to do that, let's move straight ahead like so, and let's go ahead and launch these torpedoes. We do also have our lance weapon, which will be able to hit this central ship. And we'll still have action points left over, I believe, to launch some torpedoes. So why don't we go ahead and hit with the lance weapon first, and then we'll use our torpedoes for added effect over the next couple of turns. Let's go for it. Up we go, and any second now. Hopefully we'll get a good clean hit here. not bad. Did some damage, but nothing's actually showing up as far as their reduction of their HP bar is concerned. Oh, right, of course, because they have their shields, let's not forget. And if memory serves me right, these guys will be very heavily shielded, which is what we're seeing across all 3 ships, but, made of glass otherwise. So just got to make sure we focus fire to wherever we've made those gaps, if and when possible, and then try and punch through the hull behind those rather effective shields. Can I scan for weaknesses from where I stand? I can indeed. Why don't we go ahead and hit you up? Sure. And it looks like the weakness is actually on this side. That's just my luck. But, I mean, again, we have to actually get through the shields to take advantage of that, I think. So I think we'll stay focused on the assault from the front here as we launch our torpedoes and hopefully gain access to them next turn. The initiative order has disappeared, and I noticed that happened during the previous space battle as well. Obviously a bug, and it happened when we cut to that cinematic view of our shot, right? Which I realize now doesn't happen during regular tactical battles, does it? That's rather interesting. Nonetheless, let's end the turn there and see what these guys get up to. They're going to creep forward. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh. Okay, good. They missed. And there's some torpedoes being launched at us as well. So this is certainly going to be a more sort of engaging battle than the ones we saw previously against those pirates. Like, these guys are far better equipped, they're far more maneuverable, and they're doing a lot more as well. Did a bit of damage there, unfortunately. Some of our shields have taken a bit of hurt, and hopefully there's something we can do about that, as these guys are all launching, of course, their torpedoes and firing their lances as well. Not a fan of that. The pink glow, by the way, is temporary visual. It's very standard affair for games to use bright pink squares and stuff to act as placeholder graphics. So don't worry about those. Just want to point that out in case you were wondering what the hell all that was. Can I? If I come up to here. Oh wait, this is the plasma torpedoes. My bad. I thought I was controlling the ship. I was like, these aren't the right buttons. These are my torpedoes right now. I could go chasing after this guy over here. I guess it doesn't ask for a second click to confirm. At least we got a good hit there. Shields at the back have been completely demolished. Did no damage to the hull itself, unfortunately. But now I wonder if I can creep up to there and fire like so, and then fire like so as well. Almost. Can I use my lance from where I am right now? Ah, dang. They're just out of reach, eh? I could use the lance to take care of the torpedoes, but I was hoping that our broadside, the macro battery, would take care of the torpedoes as well, but that's not a guarantee. So I wonder. There's quite a few torpedoes we could fire at. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to probably move up to here. Maybe move up to... God, just very cleverly placed, these guys. Very cleverly placed. If I come up to here, I could fire up there, and I could fire up here. So I could hit both of these guys if I move up to here. But it does mean that I cannot take care of any of their torpedoes. These guys will probably be able to reach me next turn and strike at me, right? These guys are guaranteed to be able to do that. These guys less likely to be able to do that. So why don't we do this? Let's go ahead and fire with the lance weapon to eliminate the torpedoes over here. Fire away. Seems like a bit of a waste, I'll be completely honest, and we're going to miss. Beautiful. Great. Fantastic. Exactly what I needed. But let's go ahead and move up front over here. We could scan for a weakness down over here, and then we'll fire at both of these ships and hopefully cause a fair bit of damage. I don't know if the macro battery will fire that gap in the shields or if it'll hit all of these shields. I'm not 100% sure. Actually, can I? Stay further back. I can't because I don't turn, eh? I could do this instead. And then fire at the torpedoes as well, and fire this guy. Okay, you know what? That's the right call. I'm glad I checked. So, why don't we go ahead and scan for weakness once more. Will it find a different weakness? Only one weakness may be highlighted at a time. It will not. All right, so let's go ahead and scan for a weakness down over here and hope for the best. Let's creep on forward. I like this. I like this very different kind of combat, and I like that. Of course, it's on the opposite side of what we can see and what we can hit. But I really like how combat works over here, where you've got each individual able to do their own maneuvers and moves, and then the ship itself again, it's crewed by thousands upon thousands of people. So of course the ship is operating independently from all of your characters. I think it's very nicely executed, and I'm glad to see that's the approach they took as we open fire from the back over here onto this Aeldari Shadow Hunter to hopefully get a fair bit of damage done. Come on. Come on. Oh, this is a... Oh, we should not have taken on this fight. If that's how this is going to play out, I'm not liking my odds here. Let's go ahead and fire down onto you as well. Come on now. Good stuff. Did a bit of damage there. Got through some of their shields at least. And then on the other side, let's try and get rid of these torpedoes to minimize how much damage we actually take, and of course we're going to miss. They must be extremely efficient at dodging. They must count as like small targets or something, which is entirely reasonable. We're going to take a pretty hefty hit there as our shields are pretty minimal on that side, and these torpedoes I'm sure are all going to come in from that side. This is not looking very good. I could try and creep up to here and just increase our distance ever so slightly to at least these guys, so maybe they won't be able to reach us. So yeah, sure, why don't we go ahead and do that and try and keep ourselves as far away from these torpedoes as possible. Let's end the turn there and see what these guys get up to. You're gonna come through this way. Not gonna be able to make it, right? All right, that's pretty good. This guy's definitely gonna be able to make it. Yeah. Oh, okay. Interesting decision making there. Why would they do that? Or do they have some limitations that my torpedoes don't, and so they can... Maybe their like movement radius is that much wilder than mine. Ooh. They did a bit of damage there. This guy's going to move away. Probably going to turn around and try to lance us as well. It must be something to do with their movement radius. That's the only explanation I can think of, which is working out in our favor. That's great. I was worried about those torpedoes, but seems unnecessarily so. Now, we seem to be in a decent position for broadsides in both directions, which is nice to see. We have our torpedoes available as well, though I think we'll fire them at the end of our movement here. We are able to scan for weaknesses once more on this ship, which I don't think is a terrible idea. It'll take 1 AP. We'll have 3 left over. What do I prefer? What do I prefer? You know what? No. I think what we'll do is... focus on the broadsides and our torpedo launch. It's 1, 2, 3 AP. Oh, okay, I guess we will have 1 left over then. I was wondering about maybe using our lance unnecessarily. Or using our... yeah, there we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, cool. So we'll stick with this then. Let's go ahead and move up to anywhere. Do we need to move? We got you in our sights. We got you in our sights. And both of them are in our sights with the forward-facing macro cannons. Let's then begin with a broadside on this side, and whoever we miss, we'll double down on with our Mezzoa macro cannons. Let's fire away over here. Let's go. These broadsides do more damage, or have more potential to do damage, because they fire 4 shots, dealing 10 damage per shot, as opposed to the dorsal weapons, which fire 2 shots, dealing 10 damage per shot, right? So just wanted to point that out as well as we open fire on this Aeldari Shadow Hunter, and hope for the best. Come on. Come on. Okay, not too bad. Fair bit of damage there. I'm feeling a lot better now. Let's go ahead and then use our 2 shots dealing 10 damage per shot on this Aeldari Shadow Hunter, because we might actually eliminate this ship as opposed to cause a bit of damage to this one and then still face off against 2 ships next turn, right? So let's go ahead and pop this over here. Come on. Come on. God damn it. Of course, that's my luck. And it just occurred to me that the action points for all of our crewmates is separate from the action points of the ship. Of course it is. I should have realized that. That's my bad. It is what it is, though. Let's go ahead and launch our torpedo out over here, I think. Hopefully we'll be able to chase something down. And we could then move to where? Here. And fire with a lance weapon to hit Buddy up over here. That's an option. Otherwise, yeah, I think that's the right option. Let's go for it. Oh, man. All right, space combat's very cool. Space combat is very fun. I know we already did it once, but the scale of that battle was a lot smaller, right? This feels proper. Fair bit of damage there, but unfortunately all absorbed by the shields. All right, we're good. Let's end the turn there and see what their torpedoes and stuff get up to. But overall, yeah, liking this a lot. Liking this a lot. I wish I'd scanned for weaknesses up over there, but too late. No use crying over spilt milk. End our turn there. And yeah, I do think it's got to be the turning radiuses on these torpedoes. You're done for, and you're going to be done for as well. I don't know, though. It feels like if they just rotated the other way, they would have been able to hit us. I can't tell, so I can't say. In comes a shot. Going to eat a bit of damage there. Yeah, not too much, though, so that's okay. They're going to launch some torpedoes. Same thing over here as well. They're going to probably leave, turn around, pop a shot, and then pop some torpedoes as well, is my guess. Hopefully they've left a gap there for us to move through and do broadsides on both sides. And buddy over here is moving up, still within our lance's reach. But he's going to keep moving. Did a fair bit of damage there, my goodness. Going to pop torpedoes as well. Yeah, and there he goes. Clever. Very clever. I like it. Like it. All right, our torpedoes are... Yeah, see, it was a little too eager to launch these torpedoes, and now they've ended up kind of in the middle of nowhere. Let's go ahead and pull them like this, and you can see the turn radius and stuff I'm talking about, right? Like, and I'm glad it's like that. Like, things have momentum and inertia that they have to fight against, so I'm glad it's like that, but that did not work in my favor. Let's go ahead and end the torpedoes turn there and see what we can do over here. We are actually able to, sneak through here and broadside on both sides. That would be kind of cool. Can we? No, we can't, unfortunately, reach you with any of our weapons unless we dedicate ourselves to you. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and rotate like so. Use the lance to fire at the torpedoes. That seems like a waste. But if we can get past their torpedoes, then they'll, have a hard time chasing after us. So the lance might be useless this turn, potentially. What is this again? Restart shields. Initiates the process of restarting shields. Shields will be restored at the beginning of the next turn, yet until then, all shields are completely downed. Also the starship's movement is immediately halted. That's good to know. I'm pretty sure we had something which was like a U-turn or something, wasn't it? What's this? Reinforced shields. A chosen sector of the starship's shields are reinforced until the next turn. Cooldown is random between 1 and 3. The reinforced sector has increased chances to absorb enemy attacks and loses only half of its strength when absorbing damage. That's actually pretty cool. Alright, interesting to see. But no, I think the play is to... let's see. We can do all of these. We can do this as well. What about you? You can't hit that. Could face this way. Nah, damn. Positioning is just optimal for them. Alright, let's go ahead and scan for weaknesses on this Shadow Hunter over here as we move forward. This will then allow us to hopefully get some good hits. Of course it's the back. Of course. That's okay. Let's use our dorsal macro cannons against this bad boy up over here. Again, full shields everywhere that we can see, but it's, it's something, right? If we get lucky, maybe. Fire away. Missed. Did a bit of damage with a second volley, or with a second set of shots, but now we're going to move a little bit closer, and then we'll go ahead and fire in both directions and see what we can do. Let's go for it. This is so cool. Okay, did a bit of damage there. And the other broadside, let's go for it. Bit of damage there. Again, they have so many shields, right? Not much else we can do, but let's go ahead and restart our shields. Again, that means we won't have any shields for the next entirety of the enemy turn, which is a little nerve-wracking, but then we'll have our shields back up after that, which I think is... Ooh. Damn. Makes sense. We can't actually do that unless we have all of our movement points available, but I wish it had mentioned that. Can only be used during push phase of movement. Okay, I guess it does mention that, but what does push phase of movement actually mean? I don't know. Maybe right at the beginning? What is what it is, nothing we can do about that. I'm not going to use my remaining movement point. It's unnecessary, I think, unless... Yeah, I think it's unnecessary. We're not able to hit anybody from anywhere, so yeah, let's end our turn there. These guys, again, will hopefully have too much of a massive turning radius to actually be able to do anything, except for maybe hit my own torpedoes, I guess. And hopefully some of their ships will move down closer to my torpedoes, though I'm sure they'll be very aware about where they should and shouldn't go. I don't know, those torpedoes went after friendly fire instead. And what was that? Weird camera movement. Took a bit of damage there. This guy has certainly moved closer to my torpedoes, so we'll see if that works out for us. Buddy over here seems to be doing the same, but not by nearly as much. He's going to shoot at the torpedoes, and he's going to miss. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. This is good. You're going to turn around, I assume, at the end of your run, and try and open fire. Oh, is he going to shoot at the torpedoes? No. All right, who do we hit here? Who do we hit? I suppose we aim for this guy. We've got their weakened shields on this side, so that makes sense. We have here warp wave. Flows of the immaterial make the enemy ship immediately turn 45 degrees or 90 degrees for more agile units. So, unavailable. Why are you unavailable? Within medium range. I guess we're too... Oh, right. I guess it needs to be the ship's turn, maybe? Or maybe we're not within range. Either way, let's go ahead and send the torpedo in from this side to maybe bypass those shields and finish that ship off. Oh, look at that. Yes. 43 damage. Are you kidding me? Yo, torpedoes are great. This, though, is not ideal. We're facing the complete wrong direction. And of course, Aeldari maneuverability is to die for, so I like how that's playing out. Can I do this, though? Looks like it, but there's no value. There's no value of doing that. Can't reach them with anything, I assume, of course. Torpedoes should probably wait. Lance is facing the wrong direction. If I come this way, I mean, I guess I could maybe hit some of their torpedoes if I stay further back. Nope, doesn't seem to be the case. And I'll hold off on firing my own torpedoes as well, just in case these guys move further and further away from me. Let's go ahead and make this big turn. Actually, hang on a second. Can I do this? Yes. Looks like it. So, I'm guessing... No, it did not activate that. Weird. My initial thought was that push phase is before you use any of your movement points. That would make the most sense. But I didn't realize it would let me click on that and also execute the move, even though it technically doesn't allow this to happen. Anyway, it is what it is. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. Let's go ahead and maybe bolster some of our shields, though, on... Geez, this is not a very clear diagram. On the right, yeah, on the starboard side, right? Because, yeah, that seems to make sense to me. Did I get that right? Or do we need base shields to begin with? We might need base shields to begin with to reinforce existing shields as opposed to generate new ones. It is what it is. End the turn there. See what these guys get up to. So it looks like it's trying to make a move towards me, but just can't cover the distance. All right. Good stuff, good stuff. That one's dead as well. Alright, we should be able to take care of these guys pretty easily at this point in time. Their shields are pretty badly bruised and battered. We'll take a few more hits along the way, I'm sure, but this means we might not be able to engage with that other unknown ship because, if I'm not mistaken, damage to the hull is semi-permanent. We can repair it, but it takes time to repair, and we've taken a fair bit of a beating over here. If we move up... Hold on, do we need to move up? No, we can go ahead and fire away at this guy from where we stand right now. So why don't we go ahead and do that to kick things off. Fire away. Did some damage there. Okay. Then we can move up to here, I suppose. Try and go for a couple of shots with you, I guess, and then keep moving and get another broadside going or so. All right, let's try this. This is the option I was looking at. Swing run. The starship flies in a straight line, performing a U-turn at the end of its movement. Can only be used during push phase of movement. So it'll allow us to go straight down and then turn around, is how I'm understanding it. Flies in a straight line, performing a U-turn at the end of its movement. But then can I fire as I go past it or no? That's what I don't understand. Well, one way to find out. Why don't we experiment here in relatively safe in a relatively safe space and see what this does for us. So we'd come down to here and then turn around. Okay, so in that case, if I try using my dorsal... just out of reach, eh? Just out of reach. And these guys are obviously nowhere near able to hit. Alright, let's try this. Let's try this. Why not? Go ahead and pop you like so. Yeah, we're gonna go right away and flip around immediately. Alright, cool. I needed to see. I needed to know. Let's go ahead and fire at this guy. He seems to be pretty exposed, right? So that sounds good to me. Decent bit of damage there. We could go with the dorsal macro cannons next. Hopefully get the job done. Come on. How are you going to miss like that, man? How are you going to miss like that? We can continue to move. I don't see any value in doing that. We'll just face the wrong way, so to speak. We could fire at their torpedoes, but those torpedoes aren't going to be able to hit us anyway. So why bother doing that? Let's stay put, and let's launch some of our own torpedoes, which will hopefully be able to chase after these guys regardless of where they go. But let's end our turn there. Let's see what the enemy gets up to. I said let's end our turn there. Do I have to move? Is that what you're telling me, game? I have to move? Okay, well then let's go ahead and move over to here, because I don't want to be in front of their torpedoes, obviously. And end our turn there instead. Cool. Yeah, their torpedoes aren't going to be able to hit us. That's cool. I like the way that works. Weren't those my torpedoes? No, they weren't. I didn't notice those guys. That's entirely on me. Oops. These guys are going to fire away, and they're going to go right through our ship, apparently. I was hoping to block their movement, but I guess that's not how that works. Fair enough. Ah, man. They're definitely using their maneuverability. Torpedoes, let's go ahead and chase. I just wonder what to do with our own ship over here. And the torpedoes turn for sure. If I move up to here, Lance will not reach. Nothing will reach. If I use our U-turn, the Lance might reach this guy over here. Again, full shields and stuff, though, so I don't know how much it's worth. But let's go for it. See if we can't pull this off. Come on now. There we go. Yeah, fire away. Might as well. Miss. Are you for real? Are you for real? Let's move up as much as we can, I suppose, and there's not much else we can really do, so short, move up, and end the turn there. I mean, this battle's lasting a lot longer than I would have anticipated, for sure. Granted, some of it is because I'm explaining my moves and everything, but I do wish, and this is something I've been wishing for a while, I do wish the game had, like, hurry enemy animations and stuff like that. Though this is looking a lot better, because now I should be able to move down, fire here, keep moving down, and fire up there, unless he, of course, changes his position. No, we're good. Some more torpedoes. My own are unfortunately not able to reach. We'll do the best we can, which is obviously not good enough, but away we go. And not much else we can do there. Short, let's end your turn, and let's see what we can do here. So first of all, the Lance is not able to hit. Oh, yes, it is. It's able to hit you. Let's go for it and hope for the best. Come on. Nice. Ah, god damn it, so close. So close to getting the job done. So we could come up to here, use all of these, and then we could keep going forward and maybe hit you with this. No, just out of reach. Could maybe do that. Yes. Okay. Well, why don't we go ahead and do this then? Because the shield's over here, that's why. All right, let's move up to here then and fire this way first. Hope for the best. Shield is a lot weaker on this side. Not bad, not bad. Dorsal, let's go. Come on. I just needed both of them to hit. Are you for real right now? And then we can go ahead and shift up to here and pop shots like this, and that should hopefully get the job done up there. Let's go for it. Come on, baby, please, don't miss. Don't do this to me. Come on. Nice. Got their torpedoes as well. Good stuff, good stuff. We could launch our own torpedoes, though I don't think we're actually going to be able to chase. But, hey, it doesn't hurt. And I wonder about flipping this guy around, and if there's any value in doing that. No. That bit us in the butt. That bit us in the butt real hard. Because now he's going to be able to get away from us. I was hoping it would flip him the other way around, so he'd be forced to stay close to us. But instead, yeah, he's just going to be able to get away. Damn it. Though he's not pushing too far. And he might even be trying to leave. Nope. He's definitely not trying to leave. Did a bit of damage there. Okay, torpedoes up and able to hit. Good stuff. Come on, wreck him. Done. Wait, is he not done? He is done. Why is it still our turn? Can I demolish you? Yeah, detonate. Go for it. Oh, interesting. Interesting. That makes sense that you can detonate and cause damage to adjacent units as opposed to striking just one unit. That's good to know. Let's go ahead and sure detonate where you stand. And I guess we have to wait until that torpedo is taken care of. Let's just move as far as we can move to make sure it's not gonna, pull a fast one on us. But we're at about 50% health. That battle did a number on us, and I have to be careful about that. I don't think I can engage with the other unknown ships in this sector. Are we done now?
Got them.
Yes, we are. Cool. Battle is over. Excellent. And you know what? That was pretty cool. Lasted maybe a little bit longer than I would have liked, but that was pretty cool. Gained experience. The experience is now 2. Need 680 more to gain next level. And we have hull repairs. Oh, hang on a second. Hull repair? Ah, okay, good stuff. So we have, it looks like 544 units of salvage available. And to repair us to full strength, we need to use 119. So sure, I'll accept that. And it's instant. Ah, what do you know? I thought it would take some time. But hey, if it's instant, then that means we are able to take care of these unknown ships that are near our colony over here. So let's go for it. And looks like it's going to be a session of space battles, this one. Hope you don't mind that. It's certainly a change of pace, that's for sure. But in we go. With a wave of angry whispers running across the bridge as the arch enemy's minions aim their weapons on us and prepare to attack. Yeah, again, these are some iconic silhouettes. It's hard if you're familiar with this the universe. It's hard not to recognize them, even when they're like, you know, 5 pixels wide by 10 pixels tall. So I'm glad I was able to recognize what we're up against. But yes, death to the heretics for the glory of the Emperor. We're not just gonna let them be. We're not just gonna let them be. Don't forget our history. Don't forget our past. And we're up against 3. Ooh, no, we're not. We're up against 2 Infidel Raiders and an Iconoclast Destroyer, which is the beefier of the lot. Where are you? That's the Destroyer. And where are the Raiders? 1 down here, 1 up top. Okay, cool. We should be fine here. We should be fine. Is the Lance able to hit? It is indeed. Why don't we go ahead and scan for a weakness first, just to see what we're up against and see how we can approach the situation. And that's good, actually. The weakness is up front. So let's fire away and hope for a good hit over here to kick things off. No, let's miss. Why don't we do that instead? I could creep all the way up to here, allowing me to... No, not broadside. Damn, are you for real? What about up over here? Yeah, we should be able to hit you with that and with the dorsal. So short, let's go for it. This should be pretty good, I think. Come on now. Come on now. Bit of damage there. Really? We hit that side, not this side? How does that make any sense? Keep at it, though. Keep at it. There we go. Righteous Fury. I mean, it helped. It wasn't amazing, but it did help. And I suppose we could keep moving forward to try and rotate and pull this shot as well. Unfortunately, not able to do this without after, you know, leaving push phase, whatever that might mean. But we are able to do this. Not necessary right now. Cool. Let's creep a little bit closer. And can I fire our torpedoes just to chase wherever these guys go? Cool. End our turn there. And see what the enemy does. Pops a lance shot there. Keeps moving. Wow. Very nimble. Very nimble. Macro cannons are going to miss as well. Good stuff, good stuff. And going to keep moving to get behind us and not do anything. All right. These raiders down over here are moving up as well. Very nimble. Lance shot coming through. It's going to miss. Excellent. Not able to pull anything else off. And here's the destroyer. This should be a little bit slower. Seems to be the case. Not that much slower. I would assume it's a bit slower, but it actually looks a lot faster, if anything. Pop some torpedoes in a good spot, too, because that means, you know, it'll come straight for us, basically. But we have our own torpedoes over here as well, able to strike only at the destroyer, so that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's go for it. Get a shot into the back there. Nice. Did a decent bit of damage there. Popped open the shields on this side as well, which should be good for our lance and really for our everything. Let's pop shots with the lance first. Come on. Good stuff. Good stuff. Dorsal macro cannons just out of reach, unfortunately. We can move up ever so slightly. Or actually, let's move up to here. Use the dorsals. Fire away. Gonna try something here and hope it works. See how nimble we are. Let's go ahead and then rotate this way. Ah, dang. Gotta get up to here, eh? Alright, fine. That's okay. Rotate this way. Pop this shot. I don't think we're going to be able to do what I wanted to do, but this is good enough still. Good shooting. And yeah, I was hoping we'd be able to turn just enough after that to be able to use our starboard side batteries as well, but nah, of course it's a little too far away. Though I'm a little concerned about this bad boy here. I wonder if I get closer to him, if he won't have to skip past me. That's probably how it's going to play out. So let's go ahead and rush forward like so, and hopefully see these torpedoes just kind of swing right by me. I'm not able to hit them, unfortunately, but that's okay. That wasn't the plan to begin with anyway. Though I should probably consider seeking out the weak spot of this Infidel Raider down over here at the back. All right, fair enough. End our turn there. See what these guys get up to. That Raider is going far, far up, looping around. Not able to do anything, though. Oh, he did something. Took some damage, and I don't know why. We took some damage down here from that lance, but why did that guy take damage? Doesn't say. Doesn't say. Okay, it is what it is. These guys have clumped up a little bit. These torpedoes are, yes, going to skip right past us. I think that worked out exactly as intended. Oh, Immaterium Surf, allowing him to teleport. That's pretty baller. All right, cool. Man, I was already having a good time with the space battles, but the more I see, the more I like. It's crazy. This is an alpha. Folks, this is an alpha. Oh, now don't break on me. Okay, good. Here I was just about to sing its praises because it was showing off so many cool mechanics in just alpha, and then it looked like it broke for a second, but it didn't, because this alpha is amazing. We can go ahead and do nothing, eh? Creep up to there. Just out of reach. Lance is obviously not going to hit. I might need to pull the U-turn and see what our Lance can do. Still curious what caused damage to this guy over here. Not sure. Maybe they have like some ability that, you know, overheats them or something. I don't know. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and, yeah, do a swing run. Do I have to go all the way to the end? I do, eh? Yeah, I guess so. Or, yeah, all the way to the end. Fair enough. At least we'll be able to pop our Lance shot, I suppose. Let's loop around. And Lance up over here. Sure. Can't reach that far. But hey, it is what it is. I'll take what I can get. Or, do I want to do this? Face this way and Lance up there. Worth a shot. We're probably going to miss anyway. Let's go for it. Come on. Come on. Nice. I think, did it try to teleport and get away from us or something? I don't know what happened there, but we wrecked that ship, we gained some scraps, and we gained some experience. So it's cool to see where all those numbers and stuff are coming from as well. Cool, good stuff, good stuff. Let's launch some torpedoes and end our turn there, and see what these remaining two ships try to do over here. We've got the upper hand over here. In fact, this is an easier fight than the fight against the Aeldari, it feels like. Alright, in comes some shots. Shields are holding up, so that's great. And in comes their next raider as well. There's the Lance, finally punching through our shields, and coming around to the other side. Oh, this is beautiful. Perfect positioning for us to hit them both with our barrages, with our broadsides. That torpedo is useless. Our own torpedo is able to strike at these guys. There's a gap in the shields over here as well, so this might actually be their destruction. Come on. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. And that visual is so nice as well. I'm not gonna lie. I really like that visual. And I hope to see it again this turn as we first use our scan for weaknesses over here. And hope that it's... that's fine. We'll go ahead and use the Lance from up front. Then we'll move up to here to use our... well, we just got rid of the shields there. So now what makes more sense? Damn it, game. Decisions. Let's go through the gap in the shields. Fire this way first. Let's go for it. Bit of damage, come on. Yeah, okay, I'll take it. Go ahead with the broadside as well, fire away. Good stuff, got a Righteous Fury in there as well. This, unfortunately, will not be able to hit. We can't rotate nearly enough. But we'll at least get up to here, I suppose, and then give chase as we can. He's probably going to run away this way. I don't know if he's going to try and turn around and re-engage close enough to us, or if we're going to have to chase him quite far. Well, he decided to turn. Might have to pull a U-turn here. Gonna eat some damage there. Nope, shield's eating it all up. In comes the Lance. Shield getting in the way. Good stuff. Yeah, that turning radius. Okay, U-turn it is. Very far away. I don't think we'll be able to lance him from that distance, unfortunately. So there'll be some time yet. Go ahead and move forward and lance. Oh, we are. Okay, cool. Probably gonna miss, though. Probably gonna miss, right? We hit and did damage to their shields, stripped them completely, but not much else happening here. Let's go ahead and pop some torpedoes and end our turn there. See what they get up to. Probably gonna try and keep their distance. Nope, coming a little bit closer. Is our torpedo going to be able to hit them? Oh, I think they just got a little bit too close. Or that still might be okay. Oh, are you for real? Well, we should be able to get close and then detonate, right? Oh, that'd be pretty baller. Let's go for it. Move up to there. And let's make sure you move up to there. And then we'll go ahead and detonate to cause 48 damage to all adjacent units. My goodness. Let's go. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. My goodness. My goodness. These space battles are a lot of fun. But there you go. Our Trinitos system, which is under our protection now with Foulstone and all that, has been taken care of. We could go back to Foulstone just to see if there have been any developments because of our work here. We can repair our hull using the 13 units of salvage, and then we can leave this system to keep exploring other systems and see if we can't actually find JANUS in particular. Already explored, nothing seems to be happening over here. Project list, hello. There is something to do here. Cool, alright, so again, time moves forward as the ship moves around, which means there are options now for projects to pursue. First, for St. Drusus. The powerful, influential cult of St. Drusus is willing to take the young abode of faith under its wing. However, the Order of the Hammer accepts these gifts with caution, wary of the figure of Drusus eclipsing their own patron saint, Magnatius, in the heart of their flock, or in the hearts of their flock. So rewards would be extra profit factor, will gain an Infernical? Its damage is 12 to 15, penetration of 6, range of 4, max ammo of 6, costs 2 AP to fire a decent spread. Seems like a bigger spread than what we have right now for Argenta, so that's pretty cool. And contentment plus 5. It will, however, block the High Throne and Celestial Protector projects. Okay. And I was just talking about how many more mechanics these guys add to their games to make them more interesting than just the turn-based tactical stuff. Now again, not necessarily for everyone, but it certainly makes me happy. The High Throne, what does this do? The Ecclesiarchy lacks a capital in the Coronis Expanse from which to guide the faithful. If Foulstone ascends to the status of a cardinal world, the Adeptus Ministorum will ensure the prosperity of their new planetary stronghold. Heretics will tremble when they hear of the alliance between House von Valancius and the Ecclesiarchy. This would reward us with the Emperor's Retribution feature on our Void ship. I don't know what that actually means. It would increase our profit factor, our contentment, our efficiency, and our security. But of course it'll block these two. Okay, fair enough. Oh, what was that? Oh, it just tells us everything we can already see elsewhere. What does the Emperor's Retribution mean? that Flamer is currently calling to me, but yeah, I don't know what that means. Celestial Protector. No one in the entire Coronis Expanse will make a worthier guardian of a sanctuary of faith than the head of House von Valancius. A marvelous basilica will be erected in his honor in the world's capital city. It will be decorated with a grand twin statue of the Emperor and the rogue traitor. That sounds almost heretical. Thousands of parishioners and priests will say his name in their daily prayers and bring him reverent gifts. Okay, that sounds extremely heretical. My goodness. But it gives us the Shield of Faith as a feature. It gives us holy gifts and increased contentment. Dang, I don't know. For St. Drusus, that Infernical sounds pretty cool. All of them give us plus 7 profit factor. High Throne sounds maybe like the right call. Improves efficiency, security, contentment, profit factor. There's a monetary reward as well, I assume. And our ship becomes the Emperor's Retribution, whatever that means. It's a pretty cool sounding title, so I say we go for it as this thing continues to produce provisions and plasteel. So higher efficiency is probably a good call, right? Sure, let's go ahead and produce the High Throne. Let's execute this. How long will it take? No time, so it's instant. Alright. Can I see these stats anywhere, or no? There we go. Contentment, security. So Contentment 2 affects the amount of profit factor produced by the colony and the speed of projects in the colony, increasing and decreasing them by 10% for each point of contentment respectively. Gotcha. Security affects the ability of the colony to cope with negative events on its own. Interesting. And efficiency affects the amount of resources produced by the colony, increasing it by 10% for each point of efficiency. Gotcha. All right, cool. So it looks like it's not instantaneous. There is a bar down there, which I assume is slowly filling up. And I don't know how long it'll actually take, but it has unlocked Tier 2 construction for us. So, okay, Gracious Brethren, I see, it'll require 12 provisions and 9 chemicals. Touched by Holiness will require profit factor above 40. All right, this is very, very cool. This is very, very cool. Okay. Hammer of Epiphany. Yo. There's some dope equipment available from this. All right. Do we want to look at all this stuff right now, or do we wait until later? I say we maybe wait until later before we overinvest, and I don't think we even have enough resources to invest right now. So it doesn't make any sense to spend time reading all this up. We could do this: security on all colonies plus 3, profit factor plus 5. On Foulstone, the faithful are brimming with fanatical zeal. Their faith commands them to exterminate the subhumans, the mutants, and the weak of faith in their midst. Then they must travel to other worlds of the Trade Empire to continue the holy cleansing. Creations of the blasphemous Xenos, traces of heresies, and tomes of dangerous knowledge abound in the Coronis Expanse. Let the bonfire's flames consume the corruption, the bonfires of righteousness. Very cool stuff. Good tidings we can build as well to improve contentment across the board and giving our retinue frequency of faith. Oh, okay, so this one I can see what it does. Plus 10 bonus to lore Imperium tests, but this, it doesn't tell me. Again, it's an alpha, right? So that's forgivable, obviously. Very cool, very cool. Good tidings in Druce's footsteps. Reputation with Drusians gives us an accuser of sin. Charge ability grants additional damage equal to the owner's willpower bonus divided by 2 against demons and Xenos. Crusade gives us what? Accusation of heresy. Character deals plus 20% additional damage to demon enemies, and we get the guidance of the Astronomicon. The character gains a plus 10 bonus to all tests when traveling through the warp. Interesting. And then there's the shrine as well. Again, we don't have enough people to actually build any of these, but I got a little carried away there. I got really excited to see options. Sorry, I misspoke. We don't have enough all of these resources to get any of these going. Some of them have people as a reward, not as a requirement. We certainly don't have a profit factor above 40. We're at 32, and when the High Throne gets completed, we'll be at 39, so still short. It's also interesting to see that reputation with factions has an effect on the projects you can take on. All right, cool. Sorry, got distracted by that a fair bit, but I'm glad that there was stuff to explore there, because I was a little disappointed seeing the project list empty at the end of the previous session, but I guess that was just because there wasn't enough time hadn't passed for us to actually be able to do anything, maybe, or perhaps it was because we had to load back in and it's a bug. Who knows? Either way, over to the warp we go, though the question stands, how do we get updates? There we go, colony manager. Beautiful. I was wondering where we'd be able to see all this stuff without actually having to travel to the colony to make decisions and stuff like that. Cool. To the warp we go, and let's move on to the next system over in search of JANUS and some of our other systems, right? So why don't we go ahead and scan over here to see what we can reach and make our way over to Callous Epsilon. The reason why I'm saying that is because it was something we would have been able to reach a lot sooner, which tells me that maybe that's where our desired goal actually is. Like, the game would have enabled us to get there sooner if we were willing to take a risk. And it's interesting to see that from Trinitos, we're able to get here with less danger than if we'd gone from Avioris, which makes sense. It's a shorter trip, less variables and all that. So that makes sense. Though I do notice now, the cradle of Hepri here has this red marker around it. And what is that? What is that? This guy's yellow, orange, yellow. Oh, that's just the difficulty to travel to. All right, fair enough. Let's head on over to Callous Epsilon and hope for the best. Really wish it would tell us where we need to go. It's funny. It's almost like... what is this? Lord Captain, I hasten to report the disturbing news brought to me by the machine spirits of the ship. The matter is extremely delicate and concerns Lady Cassia. You see, since her first day aboard, her presence has been a disturbance to the crew's way of life. If you'll allow, I have prepared a detailed report. Now, in the full game, I'm sure I will have built a relationship with Cassia which would color my opinion here and make me upset that they're investigating her, or, align with my own thoughts. Like one of our options is to say that Cassia is an honored guest on this void ship, and the voidsmen must come to terms with all her oddities and caprices, and for those who cannot, lashes to every one of them. Jesus. Or I'm not interested in the problems of the Lady Navigator, if that is all, we are done here. Like, I can be rather stern, but because I don't know any better, because we're starting in Act 2, let's have the report. Deliver your report. The first incident occurred immediately after our departure from Urak 5. The Lady Navigator chastised one of the ship's runners, after which he went to his living quarters, killed his family, and then shot himself. The second incident was noted while traversing the warp. The Lady Navigator gave the pilots the wrong instructions, and the void ship was thrown off course for a matter of minutes, but this was enough for the forces of the Immaterium to anger the machine spirits enough for them to start a fire in the service bay. Well, that's suspicious. After that, officers living near the Lady Navigator's quarters began to express extreme emotions. Hysteria, apathy, euphoria, rage. This is quite detrimental to crew morale and performance. The last incident was recorded on Footfall. Around 100 living birds were delivered on board during our stay on Footfall. Each bird cost a hefty sum, but I have failed to discover their purpose and subsequent fate. I was also told about a conflict between the Lady Navigator and the Seneschal. Alas, with no details. If you like, you can ask Master Wersarian directly. Things are even worse with Aeldari. I intercepted a Vox cast in which she promised she would, and I quote, end the Cassia if she ever saw her again. If I may, Lord Captain, the Lady Navigator's state of mind worries me. She is self-contained and does not mesh with the crew at all, which is why everyone avoids her. Even senior officers can be superstitious. I fear that only you are in a position to talk to her on an equal footing and improve the situation, for the sake of the crew's safety and that of Lady Cassia herself. Well, that's an interesting development. Again, I'm very curious to see how these character relationships and stuff develop, but this is extremely concerning as far as Lady Cassia is concerned. Now, I wonder if we can actually speak to her as well, or if it's going to be like that other conversation with Argenta, which I guess hasn't been developed yet. Either way, let's visit this uncharted system and hope for the best. We're kind of like flying completely blind over here, but hey, hello, excellent. First thing I see in bright yellow, Janus. Good. Master Helmsman Ravor says, Lord Captain, according to the telemetry, the parameters of the system match those of Telecos Epsilon, home to the agri-world Janus that belongs to the von Valancius dynasty. The Janus astropaths have already transmitted a message from the planet. The agri-world's governor officially welcomes the rogue trader and reports that she has begun preparations for a formal reception to celebrate the arrival of the planet's sovereign. Your subjects are looking forward to your visit. Man, pure chance, honestly, pure chance. The Demiurge, oh man, don't get me talking about Demiurge Brotherhoods. But what are the chances? Nonetheless, let's go ahead and take a look at our bridge really quickly. We can consider this as happening as we're traveling to Janus. I'm going to seek out our Seneschal first, and then Lady Cassia, just to see what's actually going on among my crew. So Abelard, let's speak to you first. Abelard surveys you briskly but meticulously, as though he is inspecting you for shortcomings. Then he offers a courteous nod. Lord Captain, I heard you and Cassia exchanged words recently. What happened? And who brought this piece of news to you, I wonder? Abelard lets out a scornful snort. Then again, I have nothing to hide from you. Of late, the pilots have been going off course with increasing frequency, and the reports are full of contradicting accounts. The problem continued even after several demotions were handed out, so I took it upon myself to investigate. I was astonished to learn that our Lady Navigator, has been amending entries in the ship's log, and the officers have been keeping silent on her orders. I immediately demanded an end to the outrageous conduct, and I reprimanded Lady Cassia in front of the officers. She greeted my words with silence and then quickly departed. I should not have acted thus. I never even found out what drove her to do it. Interesting. Okay, well, I have to go. Until next time, Seneschal. Lord Captain, Abelard gives you a regulation salute. End our dialogue there, and let's seek out Cassia all the way at the end over here, eh? Let's go to her and see what this is all about. Hopefully she'll be more forthcoming. Cassia, what's up? Greetings, rogue trader. Cassia raises her chin and smiles politely. I'm always glad of an opportunity to talk to you. Well, I've heard rumors that you were not getting along well with the crew. Ah, it was a willpower check. Did I succeed or did she succeed? Not here. I'm begging you, Cassia says in an almost whisper. Aren't noblemen supposed to discuss such things away from the servants? My goodness, Cassia. Rude. I guess she succeeded her willpower check. Let's go into my study. Nobody will disturb us there. Then lead the way, and I will answer all of your questions. Alright, very curious. What is it you wanted to talk about, Lord Captain? I have nothing to say to your unfounded accusations about my conflicts with the crew. I cannot recall my having a single quarrel with any of your people during my entire time aboard. I can point out that again, it's good that we talked to Abelard first, because otherwise we wouldn't know that she's been changing entries, right? It's nice how that plays out. I like that the game does that. So we can say that we know that she's been doing that. We can talk about the messenger you rebuked who butchered his own family and then killed himself. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem, I would say. During the warp voyage, you gave the wrong orders. The officers are reluctant to be quartered next to you because of constant emotional outbursts it causes them. Or would you mind telling me why you needed 100 species of bird and what you used them for? Okay, first of all, look, I know you've been changing entries in the ship's logbook and forbidding officers from reporting it to Abelard. I beg to differ. I read numerous books on Astra Nataris and can swear on House Orselio's honor that your officers are entering data in complete contravention of regulation. False terms, random distances between lines, spelling mistakes, and even the simplest of words. I have spent the last few cycles correcting the latest log entries, and I thought it would please Master Abelard, as he is so fond of order. And yet, the Seneschal did not appreciate my efforts and for some reason called them an outrage, even though mere days before he had been swaddling me in warm yellow words. I noticed all your people do this when they are expressing sympathy. I merely wanted to repay the Seneschal with the same courtesy. Perhaps he finds my friendliness off-putting. Interesting, okay. Well, what about the messenger you rebuked, who butchered his own family and then killed himself? I haven't rebuked a single errand boy on this ship. Cassia ponders this for a moment. I think I remember. A kind young man with a shy smile and skillful fingers with too much rotten ochre on his shoulders. I grew tired of the disgusting color and advised him to lighten his burden by casting the weight off his shoulders. He did not come the next day. Or ever again. What the hell does that mean? What? I'm sorry. Shy smile and skillful fingers? Are you implying something here, Cassia? What is a rotten ochre? What is... I know ochre is a color. What does that mean? What does it translate to? She seems to have answers to everything, though. Whether they're justified or not is a whole other conversation. But during the warp voyage, you gave the wrong orders, which led to the vessel shifting off course and the service bay being destroyed. I saw something in the warp. Something vast, predatory, shimmering with indescribable colors. It came from nowhere and stared at the ship with hundreds of hungry eyes, right there in our path. I decided to change the course while it was still possible, but did not want to sow panic. Would it have been better to tell the crew we were heading straight into a monster's gaping maw? Like I said, answers for everything. And, alright, well, the officers are reluctant to be quartered next to your chambers because of the constant emotional outbursts it causes them. Some even maim themselves, and others. I already told you I cannot control my abilities. What else do you want from me? Will I be assigned a pariah chaperone? Or will you put me in suppressing shackles? No such thing, Cassia. But would you mind telling me why you needed 100 species of bird and what you used them for? Admittedly, I am at a loss myself. The day we arrived on Footfall, I sent a request to the ship's quartermaster and asked him to get me a songbird. But he never asked for clarification, and shortly before we left, I had a countless number of cages delivered to me, all wrapped in bright red panic with flickering tints of fear. There was a bird in every one. I was so happy, I thought I would have 100 friends instead of just one. They were squeaking so piteously, I let the poor things out. I even fed them my breakfast and dinner. But the stupid birds would not stop chittering even after bedtime. They were dashing about the room, smacking me in the face with their wings and defecating. I became angry, and suddenly they started pecking at each other's eyes and attacking me. And then I became afraid, and they fell over dead. I do not think I want to keep pets anymore. Jesus Christ, I kind of feel bad for Cassia. Here I came in, guns blazing with accusations, and instead she's just suffering, judgment from people despite doing her best. So she says, or she's suffering from her, affliction, let's call it, I suppose. I think I've heard enough, Cassia. Will you share your thoughts with me? Oh, damn. My crew has good reason to fear you. You truly are a monster. From now on, I forbid you to leave your chambers unless absolutely necessary. I don't know Cassia well enough, but she's pulled through in battle, so I can't treat her poorly, I don't think. You have a kind soul, but have difficulty reaching out to people. I could teach you the art of communication, if you like. A commissar teaching somebody the art of communication. That's priceless. My goodness. You have done terrible things, but I would not presume to lecture a person of noble blood. Yeah, okay, I can see where that's coming from. Woes dog your steps, but we will find a way to defeat them, I promise. I like that. Everyone who has dared to slander you will be punished. There is nothing reprehensible about your actions. I will not punish my seneschal for being concerned, okay? Look, you have a kind soul, but have difficulty reaching out to people. I could teach you the art of communication, if you like. I am a leader. Look, I might be a commissar, and my method of leadership may involve shooting deserters in the back of the head and having deserters to deal with in the first place, but I must know how to communicate if I'm a leader of people, right? So, yeah, sure. I'll help you, Cassia. That would be wonderful. My education on Urac 5 was cut short, but I had realized by then that the wisdom of books is a poor substitute for the wisdom of experience. Very well. Since we are done with this misunderstanding, I would like to change the subject. It would only be fair for me to ask you a few questions now, wouldn't it? Cassia hesitates and continues in a less confident tone. Do not mistake me. I'm not going to accuse you of anything. It's just that you're the most worthy interlocutor on the entire ship, and you're always so busy. What would you like to ask? I read a treatise with Paisius de Mobius, it's Morbin time, very recently, who claimed that subjects would never believe their new ruler was better than the old one unless the old one had been a tyrant. No matter the circumstances, the low-born rabble become deluded about their prospects and rebel in favor of their base desires. What do you make of that? Either I can use my successful commerce check there and say, on the contrary, the loyalty of subjects can be bought at a pittance, lower a tax, throw them a festival, or feed the needy. A gracious gesture once every cycle will exalt you in the eyes of the rabble, as if it were his own blessing. I like that. Persuasion. Oh, it has always been my opinion that subjects expect two things from their sovereign, to abuse power and to bless their babies. Succeed at both, and boring essays become unnecessary. Instead, I can say, forgive my temerity, Lady Cassia. I was looking into your eyes and completely forgot your question. That sounds rude. I'm afraid I do not have an answer. I'm not familiar with the works of this scholar. Look, we upgraded our commerce just recently, so I will chase that success here. On the contrary, the loyalty of subjects can be bought at a pittance. Cassia thinks for a moment and then smiles. Indeed, I was not wrong about your merits, or your ability to hold a conversation. I hope my second question does not confound you either. According to the 20 tomes penned by the preacher Ostak Istefan the Forgotten, mercy and cruelty go through the world hand in hand, but people flock only to one pan of the scales. Would you rather inspire fear in your followers, or be magnanimous and choose awe? Fear. I'm a Commissar. Fear. I'm not afraid of acquiring a reputation for ruthlessness. I would rather crush a rebellion than condone one. Is that not the greater mercy in the end? Or I could use persuasion. I will exercise restraint and lenience in my actions. That's not true. Fellowship. One must be a tyrant, a friend, and a jester to one's subjects. What matters is to clearly discern which role is required at a given moment. I kind of like that, because that's kind of leadership-based, right? Or I can say, I don't know who this person is, or I can say, I'm not going to answer your question. No, we're going to go with, I'm not afraid of acquiring a reputation for ruthlessness. I would rather crush a rebellion than condone one. Is that not the greater mercy in the end? Succeeded my check there. There is so much power in your words, power that makes me want to join you. I understand now why your subjects are eager to follow you. I'm curious what would have happened if we failed that role, but hey, we didn't. I admit I was afraid we were too different, and yet you helped me realize that I can be candid with you. Please, do continue. I must confess that sometimes I can hardly bear the burden the house has placed upon me. I feel I am not doing my best. Tell me how you, heir to a trade empire, can bear the responsibility for billions of lives day after day and not stoop under all the weight. It is my duty whether I like it or not. Thank you for your patience, rogue trader. You are helping me to see the world in different colors, a novel experience for me. Our conversations hold a special place in my heart. Allow me to bid you farewell for now. I'm heading back to my chambers to consider today's conversation. Fair enough. That was kind of nice, actually. That was really nice. I didn't expect that to be so involved. I'm glad it was, and I'm glad to have had that conversation. Truly, it is time, I suppose, to leave. Though it doesn't look like we can. Are we able to get to the map from here? Can I can get to this map. How do I leave this joint? I don't see an exit anywhere. Have I made a horrible mistake and trapped ourselves in our chambers? Excuse me, game. Can I leave? Let's see if like there's a there we go. I was gonna say let's see if it's like hidden somewhere. Turns out it was. Line of sight matters to see those exit points and stuff. But back on the bridge and back to the map, I suppose, to make our way over to JANUS, right? Because that's the next step. I'm glad we found JANUS, and I'm glad we're going to be able to engage with the next major plot point next time. Folks, this is where we're calling it a session. We've gone a little bit over our usual 1 hour time limit. I hope you don't mind. It's not by all that much, but this is where we're going to call it, and we'll see exactly what's going on this Agra world with next session. I hope you enjoyed this one, though, and folks, if you did, you know what to do. Let me know down below by leaving a like and a comment. As always, it makes a very big difference in just letting me know what people are enjoying and what I should keep doing, what I should speed up, slow down, etc., etc. Again, I'm sure y'all are familiar with the drill by now. As always, a massive thanks goes out to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us alive and running smoothly. And of course, a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, cheers.